think that getting to know people in the party in the beginning gave me an opportunity to see what my real role might be. And I think I took the tack that even though I wasn't a violent person per se, and I didn't really get that much excitement out of carrying a gun or using a gun, I found that there were other things that I could do that really kind of fit my profile. When I heard people talk about the things that are new, about the things that we didn't have, and then we had somebody saying, well, maybe we should do something about it. Whether it was something about medical care or having enough food to eat or whatever, or just the way people were treated if they were black, that really interested me. So around that same time, I discovered that I wasn't as intimidated as some other people were about talking in front of people about that. That I could talk to strangers, I could talk in front of big groups, small groups, or whatever, and kind of make sense out of what I was talking about. So that ended up being one of my roles, where I could speak at some of the gatherings. And then I really got interested in, I guess now we would call it, how do you cast a wider net? And so we began to cast a wider net and work with some of our white allies and other folks, other people of color, trying to figure out how do we bring our resources together to kind of weave ourselves together, kind of like a hand like this, to better ourselves in the society. And that was interesting to me too, because that's the way I had grown up. Even though there was segregation in Seattle, it wasn't obviously the kind that we had in the South. And the fact that people did live in fairly close proximity to one another. But there was a lot of de facto segregation in the institutions, in the schools, and actually in the churches or wherever. Where you go to churches, there weren't very many multiracial churches, and there weren't very many multiracial institutions that I could remember other than schools, especially on the K through 12 level, if you live south of the Ship Canal. But I think that and that interested me too in terms of to learn more about what was the status of black people beyond the small group of black people that I knew growing up or that I got exposed to after I got out of school.